Ray Davis, you were in the coaching role with Emirates Team New Zealand today. Nice start to the week, flat water, and started off pretty light, but built maybe above 10 knots even by the end of the day.
Yeah, it really was a fantastic day. Got quite a few of us in the sort of coaching department helping support the team, so it's really nice when you have conditions like this where you can scroll through a lot of the tests and information we're trying to learn. We had a lot of the time was in quite light conditions, which is invaluable really to have that much time at their bottom end conditions. Normally the breeze is sort of building or is not quite enough, so it was a really, really good day for that.
When you went out this morning, it looked like to us it was more about sail trim than it was about boat handling, which we've seen during last week. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, it's a pretty fair assumption. You know, these boats you can do quite a bit more with the sails compared to the 40, so they're big sails, it's a lot of horsepower, so yeah, it's pretty important you manipulate them well in the light air.
We're about a year out from the Cup itself, so we can see why you would want to be out in the 75 looking at those conditions. Yeah. Maybe this is what we're going to get next year. But how different is this boat internally to the one that won the Cup last time?
Can't tell you that. Look, a lot of it's the same really, same, but we're obviously moving towards what we think the future is, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that no one will ever know we're doing till after the Cup, so yeah, and it's just working hard for making these incremental gains that should all add up to being something significant compared to where we were last time. So yeah, there's a lot of work to get all of the different areas we're working on coming together to work together, so we're getting there.
Some of the other teams have started to tell us that the boat design is kind of locked in now. There's some big decisions have been made, some milestones have been passed. Where are you guys on the path? Yeah, well, look, we're positive. Everyone must be under construction now, so then you're definitely locked in on hull shapes and designs and structure and all of that. So yeah, I think it's impossible to know, but I think most teams are within a couple of months of each other's launch date, I'd imagine. I don't think anyone will want to launch too early because they're missing out on development time, and you obviously can't go too late because you run a risk of not being ready. So yeah, I think we'll all be popping boats out 3 or 4 months before the Cup. You guys are going to be here for this month. You're going to stop sailing here kind of just before the end of the month and decamp down to New Zealand. How many of the assets, how many of the boats will go back down there with you? Yeah, this one will stay up here, and then we'll send the 40, which is here, across to Jeddah, and then it'll go back to New Zealand after that. So we'll have a couple of 40s and the new boat back in New Zealand for the summer. So yeah, similar to what we had last summer back there, and yeah, hopefully the weather's a bit better this year. Any feeling you might be missing out on some Barcelona conditions while you're away? Not really. I think it's going to be quite different. I think come November, you sort of flick a switch, daylight savings kicks in and it starts getting dark a lot earlier. Conditions are very different to what we see in September and October, so I don't think we're going to be missing out on too much there.
Dreamer on board Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Another light breeze day here in Barcelona that built up to 10 knots at some point before dropping again. You towed the AC-75 for 15 miles through the coast until catching the cloud line where the wind was reaching 8 knots. You started sailing on displacement mode, putting a lot of interest on the main skin and the leech of the J1. What was your plan and big focus for today's session?
So yeah, like you sum up, it was a big struggle today to find some good breeze. Luckily, after long tow, we managed to get into a nice breeze. Yeah, focusing on obviously finding the best trims for takeoffs and for straight line. Always trying to perform.
Okay. Were you trying today to fly the boat with the nose down a lot?
Oh, it's a good one. I was not on the flight, but probably we're still looking for the best setup to fly this boat zero, and it's always nice to check some different bow attitude and see how the boat behaves.
Nice. During the last downwind, you were touching down almost every time that you dropped the starboard foil after the jibes. Is your starboard foil making you struggle more with these wind conditions?
Yes, today we had some struggle with the jibes. I think it's just because we're trying a new technique, and obviously with this light breeze, it doesn't make the thing easy. And towards the end, the wind just was dying, so it was even harder.
Are you planning to make any changes on your foils in the next weeks?
So I think we're pretty limited with the rules, so I guess the answer is no with the 75. As you know, we cannot change anything on those foils.